Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is Harry from Hasper TV, and today I've got actually found a Forest fan. This is Mr. Dorr. Hey, you right, mate?
I'm not too bad. How you doing?
Yeah. Well, being supporting Tottenham isn't easy, as you can
How do you
imagine.
think we? How do you think we feel? How do you think we feel? You're not whinging about we're not winning the league, blah blah. We've been in the championship for 23 years. How you not whinging? Nothing. But yeah, it
I
is
think
what it is.
we think with Spurs, right, is that because they give you a bit of hope that you're going to be like successful, and they take it away. It's actually kind of worse. Like if you know you're really bad, like back in the 90s when we knew we were shit, it was actually all right because we knew we were bad. But then it's like they're giving us a bit of hope and they just take it away. So yeah,
It is what it is. But yeah,
yeah. So like,
Spurs.
how are you feeling going into tomorrow's game then, as a Forest fan? Are you guys? Do you think you guys can beat us? For example, now looking at what's happened this week.
Well, listen, we've got to be real about it. Our away record is not great. It's not great at all. Like we've one win away, and that was against Southampton. Um, a couple of draws we had. I think it was against who was it? I think it wasn't Brighton and someone else. But we've not got a good record at all. We've not even scored away in London, so we can see it as when we played West Ham, they were playing poor. Everyone thought, "Oh, we're going to do a big win against them," but we lost 4-0. So West Ham, Spurs are not being playing great. Can we go there and get 3 points? It's going to be tough. It's going to be so tough. So listen, we're not going to go there thinking, "Oh, we're going to get all 3 points," because Spurs they lost to Sheffield United, they lost to Wolves, and then they lost to AC Milan.
We've lost a lot of teams.
We lost a lot of teams, but
yeah.
same time, we haven't got the right to say, "Oh, we're going to go to Spurs and just get 3 points," because it's not going to be easy. So listen, it's going to be tough, but I think we're ready for the challenge, and hopefully we get 3 points.
But if you look at the away game, we just about won the game 1-0, if you remember. Was it 1-0 or 2? No, 2-0 in the end. Richarlison got that assist at the end, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Harry Kane got both. Yeah.
Richarlison got the assist at the end, I remember. Yeah. And did those little keepy uppies, and then it caused that whole media storm. But I remember in that game, as usual, under Conte, Spurs sat back for the majority of the match, especially after we scored. And then obviously we got the second one near the end. But are you expecting the same thing coming to Spurs this time, considering what I'll go into this later when you have to jet off, but what Spurs are going through at the moment? Because if you know there's uncertainty under Conte, don't you think Forest might come to Tottenham and think we can attack them, like we can get them?
We got to, because like I said, I mentioned that our away record is not great, so Steve Cooper's he's got to change it a little bit, but we've got to be defensive as well, because it almost worked against West Ham away, where for 17 minutes, like we hold on. I think Cooper thought, "Oh, we're on the right track of doing something," and then that little 30 seconds of a minute of lackadaisy moments conceded 2, and then we lost 4-0. So listen, we can go there and try our best. That's what we're going to do. Try the best and get a result, get 3 points. Because the thing about the fan base is, right, if we start well, we're going to ruffle feathers the Spurs fans and say, "Oh, listen, Forest are doing well. A team that's not playing great away from home." So listen, if we can start good the first 20 minutes, even get a goal, maybe we can.
This is what our fan base think.
We got highs and doors. I don't even remember this, but I want Forest to win, so can leave. Listen, yeah, I got something to say. Like when at the start of the season, I thought we know Conte is a winner. I thought Spurs will be around there, maybe win the league. But how things change, like we all know, Spurs like make a good start and then they just wander off at the end of it. So listen to me, the Premier League's tough, as far as fans know. It's going to be tough. Like we're ready for the challenge, and I think, like I said, if we start good at the first 20 minutes, I think we can make a little upset.
I think also you've got players like Lingard, Brennan Johnson, who I have a lot of friends who are Spurs fans who really like Brennan Johnson. You've got
You're not having him.
Aurier.
You're not having him. You're not having him.
I'm not. I don't know. Spurs haven't been linked with him. It's just one of my friends who actually watches his channel. I speak to him quite often. He loves Brennan Johnson. And obviously you got Aurier ex Tottenham there. Do you fancy him to start?
Brennan Johnson will start. Lingard won't. Lingard won't.
Aurier? Will Aurier start? You think?
Aurier could start. Like when we was linked with. Oh yeah, I thought, not another player that. He had issues. I think he had a little bit issues with Spurs. And then any issues with Villarreal as well. But he's come to Forest and he's proved a lot of people wrong, even myself. But he's used his experience, he's helped. Like someone like Brennan Johnson who plays in front of him a lot. And let's talk about Brennan Johnson now. What can I say about the kid? He's been playing football for 2 years now. He started with League One football on loan at Lincoln and did fantastic there. Did fantastic for Forest last season in the Championship, being top scorer. I think it was 20 or 21 goals. And listen to me, we all knew that it's going to be a big step up in the Premier League for Brennan. And yes, 9 goals, but remember, it's his first time in the Premier League, playing against better players as well. Like he scored 2 against Everton last week.
Yeah, I saw.
And he's only going to get better. He's going to do big things, regardless of what everyone says. And he's a talented player. Like we got another player in Morgan Gibbs White who signed from Wolves.
He's another one I remember. And
he's another talented player that cost us 25 million, and he could rise up to 40. He didn't start as good, but after the World Cup, he's been better. And listen to me, these two players are players to watch, not this season for long term. But listen, if them two are on their game tomorrow, I think we can see, like, I'm not saying Spurs or the Big Six, whatever you want to call these days, are going to be watching them. But listen, Brennan Johnson's been linked with quite a lot of them. But listen, they're talented players, and it's good to have them to play in Forest.
Yeah. So before I'm going to like score predictions and stuff, I just want to ask you something. So I'm Greek myself, as you know. Your owner's Greek, Galifianakis. Yeah. So I actually know quite a lot about him. My dad actually met him once on like a ship or something, but it's a long story. But this is when he owns, was it Olympiacos as well? Yeah, and now he bought Forest. And as you guys know, you guys went and bought, was it 20 players? Okay, yeah. So I want to ask a couple of questions. They're kind of intertwined, but obviously you might not know this, but I'm very Levy out. So I want the owners to go, and a lot of my friends do. So when you look at Forest ownership, are you happy with them? Obviously, you guys bought 20 players, right? And do you think Spurs fans, like, as in, if you're assuming you're happy with them, right? Do you think Spurs fans are moaning for no reason, or do you think we have any reason to? Because, like, the way I see it, I'd rather sign more players than no players. Because obviously we went for 18 months without signing anyone.
Let's put it in perspective, right? Like I said, we've got a fantastic owner, Mr. Marinakis. This is his 6th season as an owner. He's put money into Forest. He's not afraid to spend money, and like you mentioned, he bought in 30 players. But let's put it in perspective. Do you know the reason why we had a reason?
Those loans, didn't you? Yeah, I remember.
We had loans. Like, you got Jed Spence, and we had 5 loan players. We had out contract players. We had players that wasn't good enough for Forest for the Premier League. So we had no choice. And with everyone moaning about, Forest bought 30 players in, why don't you look at the background? The reason why I had to bring those players in. Some players have been successul. Some players have been not. But that's how football is.
Yeah, I know. It's just
if you look at it from the start of the season till now, will football fans, or especially Forest fans, will say, was we right to do these players? Of course we was right. Because if you look at it, if you look at our injury list is sky high. So we had to. Marinakis, like I said, after when we won the playoff final against Huddersfield, after we had a celebration on Market Square, and his first thing said he wants to make a new chapter for Nottingham Forest. He's ambitious. He's rich. He wins things. Why not? And the thing with Levy, right? I understand he keeps saying it's a business and all that la di da, but Spurs have not won a trophy for
15 years.
15 years or longer than that, what it is. But I don't know. As a Forest fan, from outside looking in, it's not great because you look at Jose Mourinho. He got to the Champions League League Cup final, and then he was sacked after 5 days. It's like Lee was saying, "Oh, we've got to a final, get rid of you. We don't want to win the trophy because we want to leave our cabinet empty," and that. So
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know.
So it feels like from outside looking in, it's weird, but I'm happy because, like I said, I know Mr. Marinakis. I know his son as well. He follows me on Twitter.
Wow! Okay. Celebrity.
Yeah. So, but it's like I said, we've got a good owner that spends money, and he wants to win things. He wants to win things, and that's what I'm not. And listen, we're lucky to have a good owner. At the start, like I said, there's things happening. Like he owns Olympiacos, and Forest fans will say, "Oh, he's more bothered about Olympiacos than Forest." Then Olympiacos fans will say the same. With us about he cares about more than Forest and Olympiacos. But listen to me, he wants to do good for both clubs, both teams, and like I said, and that's what he wants to do. So listen to me, Forest stay up. Listen to me, then we can build on for next season if that happens.
But as the difference you can see, any Spurs fans watching, it's like you guys have a plan. Your owner actually wants you to win things. When you look at someone like Levy, who actually has 30% of Spurs, by the way. So he's not not full ownership, but and obviously Joe Lewis is on the yacht on the Bahamas and he just lets Daniel just run the club how he wants. As long as he's making money, it's fine. He just says just run the club how you want. And yeah, so there's a major difference, and this is coming from someone. Obviously, many Spurs fans will maybe be a bit snobbish about this, but you guys are Forest, right? But surely, if a team like Forest or a team like I've had Leicester fans on before here,
who?
Who?
Who did you say? Leicester.
Yeah.
No, I don't care about Leicester.
And what I'm trying to say is I've had other opposition fans from teams of like what Spurs fans was saying, think, oh, we're too good for them, or whatever, we're much better than them. But their owners, from what you can tell me, even now, are much better than ours, and the expectations are a lot higher at Spurs compared to another club, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but listen to me, right? Like when it comes to owners, like I said, it's a tough job, and you've got to be a billionaire to run a team and that. But if you look at like the Spurs, like they almost won the league, but you let that team from down the road win the league, and like I said, it is a tough. But I understand Spurs fans' frustration. I speak to loads of Spurs fans as well. I speak to my guy Expressions as well.
You speak to Expressions.
Yeah, he sent me a video for my vlog, so people watch out for. So I'm going to Spurs tomorrow as well. So
you went to the game.
I'm going to the game tomorrow. I go to every game. Home and away. So I am definitely going there tomorrow.
No, I'm going in the home end, of course.
Okay. But yeah, listen to me. It is a tough place to be. Just tough to be a chairman at any team. But listen,
win things. What's that? Top 4 is our trophy. Yeah, that's how it is at Spurs.
Yeah. So like I said, it is a tough game. Do I feel sorry for Levy? Yes and no.
So, because I know you have to go in like 10 minutes. So, number one, what team do you expect Forest to put in tomorrow, and what formation, and what tactics? If you can give me like a little 5-minute thing, and what do you think the score will be?
Let me tell you about who's going to play. I haven't got a clue.
You haven't got a clue
because all I know is Morgan.
I think Morgan, Spurs, by the way, not you. Don't
worry. All I know is Brennan Johnson and Morgan White definitely going to start. That's how I definitely know who's going to play. So yeah, that's all I know. Tactics wise, because like I said, Spurs is still a good side. We got like Kane, Son, Kulusevski as well. They've got some. That front three is still good. I know that you're a bit struggling in the midfield, in the centre midfielders, and that.
Yeah, Bentaka's got a long-term injury. He might not be back till
Yeah.
next year.
What about Hellberg? Is it Hellberg?
No, he's fine. He's fit enough to play.
Is he fit to play?
With Spurs, I can tell the 11 that's going to play right now. If you want to know,
Oh God, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
it's predictable, so it's kind of obvious.
I know Skip. Was it Skip? Skip
Yeah,
will
Skip
play.
and Højbjerg. It'll be whatever back three plays. It doesn't really matter.
It
And
doesn't
then
matter.
Forster's in goal, and then you got Kulu, Son, and Kane. Basically,
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be it's going to be tough. Whatever. I haven't got a clue what team Forest going to play, but we are going to be defensive. I think we are because, like I said, we like to be the sit back and then counter attack like the players with Brennan Johnson and Morgan Gibbs White.
So you're more like sit back, you think, tomorrow?
Yeah. But listen, we don't know how. Like we don't know how. Like Steve Cooper's a legend. We don't know how he's going to do it, but we have to wait and see on Saturday.
You know he's been linked to the Spurs job, right?
He's not going to Spurs, man. That's simple as that. He's
I
not
think
going.
Spurs fans will be happy about hearing that.
Listen to me. He's not going. Spurs fans can pipe down a little bit. He's not going. You can get Pochettino back, whatever you want, but listen, Cooper's staying for Forest, and you don't know if whenever Steve Cooper leaves Forest, maybe he can go to Spurs. But why would he go to somewhere that just struggles to get everything?
We're a mess, unfortunately, Tottenham.
You are a mess. You're a mess.
Yeah, at least you can say that. So, but as for the score, what do you think? And I'll give my one as well. But
I'll say my head says 2-1 Forest, but my heart says 4-1 Spurs. Spurs. No. I'm just saying from a Forest perspective. Yeah. Spurs have still got a good side, the front three, and like I said, our away record is actually shocking. But if we can start good and upset the Spurs fans, we can get a result. But listen, it's going to be tough.
Honestly, you're going right, so expect the atmosphere, at least from Spurs side, to be quite toxic. I think during periods of that game, because a lot of people want Conte out.
I hope he does be toxic, so we can shout
Conte out.
So we can shout Conte gets sacked in the morning. So listen to me, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be absolutely tough for Forest. But listen, like I said, I'm going to the game. I'm excited, and I can't wait. So yeah, if you want to meet up before the game, you can get on a vlog. Make sure everyone subscribes to the channel. Door on tour.
Yeah, Door on
tour.
So
yeah, it's like I said, I've been before. I went on a tour around the ground.
Oh, the new one or the old?
Yes, the new one. I've been to the old and new one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went to the new one on tour before we played Arsenal. So yeah, I'm excited to go there tomorrow.
So like for me, I'm predicting 2-2. I just think both teams will score, but both teams won't win. And another thing you're not factoring is you have this thing called Dr. Tottenham. So you told me you guys haven't won an away game. Basically, tomorrow is probably going to be it, because we just have this thing we're breaking records basically. So yeah, that's Tottenham for you, I guess.
We're going there. We've got to score a goal. We've not scored a goal in London. So listen, hopefully we can break that tomorrow and win. That's all that matters. I want to win, because if we win, it will just help us just to stay clear from my bottom three.
So do you think you're going to stay up then? Would you say? You think
it's going to be tough? It's going to be tough because like this running, our home form is important. Our home form is so important because we've not lost since Fulham. Fulham, and it's going to be tough. But like, I believe we can do it. I believe we can stay up, but it's going to be tough for us.
Okay, so it's been great having you on. Where can people find you? Is it Door on Tour?
Yeah, basically it's Door on Tour. I follow Forest up and down the country, home and away. I don't miss a game. I've not missed a game for years. I do previews, reviews. I interview ex-Forest players, and I do Forest content. So yeah, if you do want to please go and subscribe to my channel.
You go and subscribe to his channel.
So it's a massive help on the road to 12K. Yeah, Dr. Tottenham will come tomorrow. But if any Tottenham fan wants to see me tomorrow before the game and get on vlog, please do and get a score prediction.
Okay, all right. So good luck. You've got a show, I think, later on, don't you? I think.
Yeah, I've got a show. Well, hopefully I got a show at 9 o'clock if my peoples get up and get up from the work. So yeah, I've got a show.
Right.
Got a show.
Okay. All right, thanks for coming on and take care. And
all right, peace and love. Or up the forest.
Yeah. All right, so guys, we're just going to carry on just a little bit longer because I want to talk about two things. So, as you guys saw, Richarlison's comments the past few days, yeah? So, Richarlison came out and said, I've been playing shit all season. He's had a shit season, but he feels like sort of aggrieved that he's not playing. That's the impression I got, at least from his comments. And to be honest, I kind of feel for him because if you look at the player in front of him in Son, he's not looked that great this season, has he, Son? So I think Richarlison has every right to be aggrieved. Do I expect him to start tomorrow? No. Because I think he'll go with Son again. Do I expect Danjuma to start tomorrow? I would say no. Selling my dog. Anyone interested? Okay. I don't know. Is anyone interested? I don't know. But yeah, so I think that Richarlison has every right to be aggrieved, but Conte clearly wasn't happy with his comments. Yeah, he's clearly not happy with Richarlison. But like for me, I kind of see where Richarlison's coming from because he's only started 12 games this season. Yeah, if he got 20 starts, this season, I could see more why people were sort of against what he said. But to start 12 games, and bearing in mind we won 8 of the 12 games he started, I kind of feel aggrieved for Richarlison. And in the times that he started, on the most part, he's actually played on the right. He hasn't played on the left, or in the middle. So for me, I kind of feel I see where he's coming from. Hey, you're right, TJ. If you want to join, the link's in the chat. But yeah, otherwise, see you next week. But yeah, so like for me, I kind of feel where Richarlison's coming from, and I know I'm not Conte, so he's not going to start Richarlison tomorrow. But if I could, I would start Richarlison tomorrow. Like I don't really care. As for tomorrow, my prediction, like I said, I think he's going to be 2-2. Yeah. Miss you, TJ. We'll be back together next week. And then, so like, yeah, for me, I think it'll just be 2-2. I can see us scoring. I can see Forest scoring because Forest haven't scored yet and they haven't won an away game. So it's kind of like just going to happen, isn't it, really? And yeah, I just can't see us winning tomorrow. Does anyone think this Conte's last game tomorrow? Is it Conte's last game tomorrow? If he doesn't win? Because the way I see it, if we're mathematically out of finishing in the top 4, yeah. TJ, what do you think the score's gonna be then, mate? Do you think we're losing 2-0 or something? But like, as in like, I think if Conte doesn't win tomorrow, he's probably gonna get sacked. But part of me also thinks that if he carries on for the next few games, Lee will probably wait till we're mathematically out of finishing top 4 to then sack him, because I remember rightly that was sort of to do with not exactly why Jose was sacked, but that was kind of a factor. So it gets battered everywhere we go. Hopefully the football is terrible. Yeah, Mark, you really want Conte to go, don't you? But okay, guys, so if Conte goes, who do you want as the next manager? Because in the middle of the season, who are we going to get? I mean, Mason. Do we give it Mason to the end of the season? If it was me, and if Conte, if this is going to end, I just give Redknapp to the end of the season. I give Harry Redknapp the job for 6 months, just at least to give some of the players, I guess, a bit of a lift. Maybe he's with playing like a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1 or with some of that ilk with someone like Harry Redknapp. Maybe he'll focus on Kane and Son. I mean, we always focus on Kane and Son in like a 4-4-2 or something, and maybe he'll get Son back to where he was or get his confidence back. Mark, I'm kind of against getting Poch back. I just don't think it's going to work out. But if we're talking like a short-term manager, I think Harry Redknapp is the best choice, in my opinion. But at this point, I don't think it matters which manager we get, because they never get backed. So right now we're just here and just praying, hoping and praying, as TJ always says, hope and pray, hope and pray, hope and pray that we get a decent manager. All right, so guys, so before I end this broadcast or this stream, come on, you Spurs, and hopefully we'll get a result tomorrow. Because but we don't really have anything. I mean, for top four, you guys want to finish top four. I'm not that bothered anymore. But I just want to see Spurs win games. So fingers crossed we win the game tomorrow. And Levy out.